Content of this program has been documented to prevent and even cure liberalism, and listening may cause you to lean to the right. Here's your conservative, but not bitter host, Todd Huff.
Well, that is right. You are listening to the home of conservative, not bitter talk. And yes, I am your host, Todd Huff. Been talking about Michael Flynn, and I have to tell you, we've just scratched the surface here. This is something we could talk about for hours. Fortunately, we have hours here, too, on the Todd Huff show. Email, by the way, thoughts, questions, opinions, feedback, your adoration and praise will be accepted. You can email me, Todd at ToddHuffShow.com. You can join us on Facebook, Facebook.com/ToddHuffShow, where we stream the first hour of the program, streaming hour number 2 at YouTube, our YouTube channel. Good morning, those of you watching on YouTube. It's good to be here as well. So look, last hour, we kind of set the stage on what was happening with, I guess, the background on Michael Flynn and how we've kind of gotten to where we are. Now we've got a leaked phone call from President Obama. That's right, Michael Isikoff, the same person who was leaking other information along the way here, just completely coincidental. Michael Isikoff is leaking information from a phone call that Obama had with supporters, not to be confused with the Biden-Obama administration. This is simply the Obama half of the Biden-Obama administration. Obama having a call with supporters. That was leaked. Supposedly on this call, Obama said that what we're fighting against is these long-term trends in which being selfish, being tribal, being divided, and seeing others as an enemy, that has become a stronger impulse in American life. And by the way, we're seeing that internationally as well. It's part of the reason why the response to this global crisis has been so anemic and spotty. If only, in other words, we had one government of the world that would respond in everyone's best interests. I mean, it's remarkable what some people see when they look at the history of the world and in particular governments. You know, I had someone text me something the other day, and I'm trying to remember the question. I think it was referencing tribalism. Someone had said something about tribalism has caused more death and harm to the history of humanity than anything else. And I said, well, what about big government? I'm not saying that there's never been examples of, obviously racism, tribalism, you could term nationalism, but it's in the extreme. Loving your country is not a dangerous thing. Wanting your political leaders to look out first for your country's best interest is not a bad thing. That's actually a good thing. It doesn't mean that you want them to look out for your interests at the expense of other nations around the world. That's what they want you to believe. They want people to, because there's a natural inclination to know that that's just the right way of living. They want you to have hesitations against that. We don't want people to think that a president should put his or her country first. We want people to think that's where, that's where these narratives like the United States has built its economy on the backs of poor people around the world comes from. The truth is, capitalism unleashed by the American people and by the American system has brought untold millions out of abject poverty into a better way of life. We've still got a way to go, but no matter what amount of socialist utopian promises were given by these administrations, and wherever they were around the world in the history of the world, they failed to come to meet their promised stated objective. They always fail. They always 100% fail. Anyway, so that's what Obama's out there talking about. He says that Of course, he's criticizing Trump and coronavirus. He's criticizing what happened with Flynn, right? He's saying that this is just completely, absolute, chaotic disaster. Basic understanding of the rule of law is at risk, is what he says about Michael Flynn. And it's remarkable because we look at this series of steps, which we broke down kind of last hour. We don't come on here with the script, but that's kind of where I guess what we talked about last hour was the background, the setup, the history, the evolution of Trump-Russia collusion all the way to where it is today, which involves now targeting, as we know, targeting people who disagree with the accepted political philosophy or the accepted political party, which is the Democrat Party. If you're not part of that, you're part of the problem. If you're not part of that, you need to be targeted by the resistance. In fact, you might even need to go to jail, as in the case with Michael Flynn. And as Andrew McCarthy pointed out, he thinks that the reason Flynn was targeted was because he would have uncovered their silly little scheme with Russian collusion. It's just remarkable. It all goes back to that one decision. And you know what? It goes back past that decision because the decision was made based upon a series of values, of beliefs, and their values and beliefs are that whatever we have to do to stop Trump is justifiable. The ends are justified by the means. It doesn't even matter. To be able to get to a point to where they don't have a President Trump that's able to implement his ideology, no matter what they do to get there, is acceptable, and it's commendable even to them. Even if it means that people who are targeted by the government can be targeted by the government, even if it means that the previous administration did similar things, it doesn't matter. They're not going to question that. They're going to say that President Trump, or they're going to report that President Obama thought that President Trump was out of control. It's reprehensible, inexcusable, unbelievable what the current president is doing. Meanwhile, you look at the series of things that happened. With the Obama administration, whether or not you want to include him or not. I know there's some questions about that. Look, at some point it doesn't even matter, really, because this is the inner circle. Brennan, inner circle. Clapper, inner circle. Comey, inner circle. Obama administration. FBI, leadership, inner circle. They know what President Obama wanted. They know what the Democrat Party objective is. It's not to peacefully coexist and find common ground. It's to advance an ideology, no matter what the cost, that empowers them and that hampers the ability for Republicans to both win office and to, if they do win office, to see their platform, what they ran on, to see that as difficult as possible to implement. That's what they want, and that's what they've gotten, by the way. That's what they've gotten. So it doesn't matter the amount of evidence about Obama. It doesn't matter about this. When I say Obama, I mean the administration. It doesn't matter what we know. It doesn't matter that we know that they violated every single request for FISA, for FISA warrants that they submitted out of the 42 or whatever it was that were reviewed. All of them 100% had problems. Some of them intentional, misleading problems. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter that they had no justification for spying on the Trump administration through Carter Page. Doesn't matter that they've pushed a faulty narrative about Trump-Russian collusion for years and years now. Doesn't matter that was what fueled this impeachment talk and when we moved into Ukraine, because look, Ukraine was built upon the foundation, though sinking it was, the foundation of Trump-Russian collusion. This was the reason this was such an easy, I guess, transition, was because it was the same basic thing as before. It's just instead of the Russians that are the country that's being tagged as being colluders with Trump. It's now the Ukrainians. They've established that narrative. They've established in the minds of people that the Trump administration is corrupt, acting out of control, looking for ways for foreign governments to help it maintain power. That's the narrative. That's the narrative, though there's no evidence of that, as we found. Then you've got people like Adam Schiff telling us that there's going to be evidence come out that proves unequivocally, with no questions, as a matter of fact, that President Trump colluded with Russia. This was a foregone conclusion. Now we know why people wanted Schiff removed as the chair of this. I mean, the whole thing has been one big lie. It is not out of line at all to say that Adam Schiff is a professional deceiver. That is what Adam Schiff is. That is who he is. And there's no political recourse or ramifications here because he's in a politically safe, insane, by the way. I mean, if you can vote for Adam Schiff right now, again, I don't even care about ideology. Put some other lunatic liberal in there. But if you can't see the corruption, the deceit, the lying and dishonesty, then you're never going to see any of that. You're blinded by your political preferences, and people have conflated these things. They've conflated political behavior and ideology together. And just political behavior, just behavior. They assume that if you're a Republican, the only way that you've achieved power is that you've built your power on the backs of someone else, or you've taken advantage of someone, or you've, maximized your white privilege or whatever, fill in the blank. Can't be because the people want to see the ideology you're embracing implemented at a federal or state level. No, it can't be that. It has to be because you did something wrong. And likewise, if you're a Democrat, you're for the people, you've done great things. You can apparently, doesn't even matter, they have no curiosity if there's allegations with some degree of evidence that you committed rape, potentially, allegedly, as is being alleged by Tara Reade against Joe Biden. There's no interest there. In fact, they've said things like, hey, I know Joe Biden. In fact, I know Obama. Now, remember this? This is the same Obama that Representative Ro Khanna said that, hey, I don't question Biden and whether or not he raped Tara Reade, because after all, Obama picked the guy. Obama would have vetted this guy. Obama is as clean as the wind-driven snow, pure. There's no controversy or scandal with Obama. Meanwhile, the rest of us conservatives who have followed the Obama administration sit there and scratch our heads and think Benghazi, we think Fast and Furious. We looked at how reporters are being spied upon. We looked at how Tea Party organizations and conservative groups were targeted by the IRS. We think there's some start for some scandal. No. In fact, the guy is so above reproach that if he picks a vice presidential candidate, as he did with Biden, that if that guy ever runs for office any time in his life, he's politically immune from any accusations or anything that comes up in his past because, of course, the purer than the wind-driven snow, President Barack Obama would have caught that. He wouldn't have allowed that in his administration. Now we're starting to see maybe his administration gave off the appearance of this wonderfully, just fantastic, just well-meaning, transparent, totally ethical group, organization, administration. Of course, it's easy to give that off when no one asks tough questions. When the questions you get are things like, how did you get to be so awesome? Or tell me about the quality of your jump shot. Or why didn't you go to the NBA and instead decided to become president of the United States? When there's that level of fawning and that level of just complete adoration, it's no wonder that there's no digging at all. It's just fluff. That's what we had for 8 years. Rarely dealt with tough questions, probably because he was dealing with many like NBC, which we'll talk about them here after the break. Terrible what they did over the weekend, and they were caught with their hand in the cookie jar, had to apologize. Can't imagine with such a proud a proud organization. Why they're proud, I don't know. But such a proud organization has to apologize because it was caught red-handed for misrepresenting comments made by Bill Barr in an interview with Catherine Herridge. Great reporter, by the way. I don't even know where she is now. She used to be at Fox, so she's at ABC something. CBS maybe. Great reporter. Anyway, we're supposed to believe the Obama administration, all this stuff is beneath them. No corruption, no scandal, no anything. Trump comes in, total scandal, total corruption. That's the narrative. But the truth is when you dig, there is scandal. Now we can add to scandal, besides Benghazi, besides Fast and Furious, besides spying on reporters, and I'm leaving some out, besides targeting conservative groups with the IRS, and whatever else I'm leaving out here on the fly, which there are many others. Now you can add to that Michael Flynn, the targeting of Michael Flynn for political purposes, the furthering of a narrative of Trump-Russia collusion that they knew unequivocally was false. None of them had any evidence whatsoever. That was released last week. We talked about that. None of them had any evidence whatsoever that Trump colluded with Russia, yet that was the narrative, and it still remains the narrative today. It is the narrative upon which other versions of the narrative, other future narratives will be built. They have so built that into the psyche of the American people that they believe, many people believe, that Trump colluded with Russia to steal the election. And again, I'm going to write about the anatomy of a conspiracy, the anatomy of collusion, in our next issue of the newsletter, which is free. You can join or subscribe by going to toddhuffshow.com/subscribe, enter your email address, or you can also text us. Text 31996. Simply text the word Huff there, and you'll be prompted to respond with your email, and then you'll be added to that list as well. So lots of stuff to say about this. Out of time in this segment. We'll get back here in just a minute. Sit tight. We'll continue this conversation when we get back.
Looking to make a conservative, not bitter fashion statement? Check out our apparel online, including brand new items at toddhuffshow.com/shop today.
Are you an electrician, plumber, or handyman looking for an 8-to-5 job that pays you what you're worth? Copper Ridge Home Services wants you. Our veteran-owned family business offers holiday pay, weekends off, and on-site training for entry-level positions. Our team is growing, so if you have a can-do attitude, we want you to be part of that growth. Ready for a change? Give Copper Ridge a call at 317-839-6100. That's 317-839-6100. Copper Ridge Home Services. We value your time.
All right, here we go. $100 down, $100 down, $200 back at $300.
I went to my first firearms auction a few years ago. It was hosted by TJ Freege, one of my good friends from high school, who is a champion auctioneer and one of the best in the business. In spite of objections from liberal legislators, I walked away with a .22 rifle and a few boxes of ammunition. And I had a great afternoon with my grandpa that I won't soon forget. If you've ever wondered what treasure you could find in an auction, visit FreegeAuctioneers.com and take a look at their upcoming Central Indiana auction schedule. That's Freege, Freije, auctioneers.com. Visit FreegeAuctioneers.com.
Hi, I'm TJ Freege, owner and lead auctioneer at Freege & Freege Auctions and Marketing. I invite you to come see the power of live auctions. It's fast, it's fun, it's transparent, and it's the absolute best way to ensure you get fair market value for your asset today. Get results, go auction.
Hi, my name is John Swadner, Sales Director of the Todd Huff Show. As a listener of the program, you know the show is growing. 4 years ago, it began as a podcast in a closet. Today, it's a 2-hour show that airs during morning drive in Indy and in Utah, and we're just scratching the surface. Todd brought me on board to help the show and our advertisers grow. That's why I'm specifically looking for partners who are a good fit to advertise with us. Would that be you? To learn more about what advertising would look like and to determine if it's a good fit for your business, shoot me an email to john@toddhuffshow.com. And be sure to ask me about some of our special packages that will save you up to 40%. Email john@toddhuffshow.com. Shoot me an email today.
Do you use the expensive blue or yellow pills to charge your sex life? Are you thinking about it? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pills deliver the exact same results for less than $3. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. And right now, radio callers will get 44 blue or yellow pills for $120 with free discreet shipping. You can save more than $700 off pharmacy prices. Charge your sex life now and save a ton of money. Call now and get your 44 pills and save over $700 and qualify for free shipping. Stop overpaying and call right now.
800-764-9168. 800-764-9168. 800-764-9168. That's 800-764-9168.
You rely on your vehicle every day. It's not a member of the family, but you spend as much time with it as most family members. You wouldn't take your family to just any doctor, so don't trust your vehicle to just any repair service. At Raymond's Auto and Truck Repair in Plainfield, we have well-trained, caring technicians that have the expertise to get you back on the road. For 25 years, we've been servicing personal, commercial, and fleet vehicles. Give us a call at 317-838-7112 for the car service you deserve.
Welcome back. Okay, so I've been referencing this throughout the show, first hour and this hour as well. Meet the Press yesterday. Good old Chuck Todd. Chuck Todd is another fake news guy. Now, these folks are engaged in deceiving you. I'm telling you. Look, I want you to agree with constitutional conservatism. I'm not afraid of truth because I think truth leads you to believe in constitutional conservatism. In fact, when we develop our courses on here, which we have CNBU courses that we're developing, courses that are practical, that are designed to help people to be more persuasive and effective conservatives, not just some intellectual pursuit, but actually help people persuade and move the proverbial needle here towards constitutional conservatism. We're starting with the premise that what we're telling you is true. We don't have to build it upon deceit and lies. And by the way, if a constitutional conservative does something that is illegal, immoral, or unethical, doesn't mean the ideology is corrupt. It just means that there's a person who chose to use their freedom poorly. As I've said before, it doesn't matter what your beliefs are. You're susceptible to making bad choices. It's not just liberals who lie or who have affairs or whatever, right? I mean, this is humanity's problem. By the way, no government can fix this. By the way, that's why I'm also a conservative Christian, because I will tell you, from my vantage point, the thing that has changed me the most is the things that Christianity, God himself, has changed within me. That's my experience, and I stand by that. That's not something the government can externally control. All it can do is basically set up consequences for people who cause harm to the life, liberty, and property of someone else. They can't prevent it. Can't prevent that at all. You can't prevent that. All you can do is to change the heart of the individual, and that's not the government's job. I'm talking about, that's where Christianity comes in. I choose to exercise my freedom to pursue a faith in Christ. And so, anyway, the point is that we look to these folks for information, and candidly, they lie to us. They don't give us the full truth. Here is a perfect example of that. Now, this is put together by a guy by the name of Greg Price. I did not do this. Greg Price is at the Daily Caller. He's involved with social media there. Now I got to back up, get out of that to go back to what I'm trying to show you, which is this. So he's cut and pasted Chuck Todd has 3 guests with him. They've got, each of them have a quarter of the screen. He's talking with them. He plays a soundbite from Bill Barr, and he asks a question about that soundbite. Then Greg Price has played the full soundbite. So there's going to be 2 parts of this. There's going to be the part that Chuck Todd does, the part that NBC does. Which, look, when you think of NBC, just think of MSNBC. It's the same group. It's just that they're trying to make you think that they've got an objective side, which they don't. They do not have an objective side. They simply do not. So it's going to be in 2 parts. So the first part is Chuck Todd and his version of what happened, his version of reality. The second is the actual full unedited comments of William Barr. So here is that conversation.
You brought up Bill Barr. Peggy Noonan, I want you to listen to this Bill Barr answer to a question about what will history say about this. Wait till you hear this answer. Take a listen.
When history looks back on this decision, how do you think it will be written?
Well, history's written by the winner, so it largely depends on who's writing the history.
I was struck, Peggy, by the cynicism of the answer. It's a correct answer, but he's the Attorney General. He didn't make the case that he was upholding the rule of law. He was almost admitting that, this is a political job.
Okay, so that's what Chuck Todd said. That's how they want you to hear that. They want you to hear that part. That is a part of his answer. So that wasn't fabricated, but that was a part of his answer. But it's not in the full context of his answer. It's not as though he says, look, we're not really caring about the rule of law. If we win the next election, we'll write a better history of this. That's not what he was saying. Now let's listen to the full context of what he was saying.
When history looks back on this decision, how do you think it will be written?
Well, history's written by the winner, so it largely depends on who's writing the history. But I think a fair history would say it was a good decision because it upheld the rule of law. It upheld the standards of the Department of Justice, and it undid what was an injustice.
Okay, wait a minute. That's a little bit different, isn't it? Now when you hear the full context, you hear him kind of chuckle and laugh as though he's saying, look, I'm not saying a fair history will say that we did this the right way. We pursued justice. We were not, although he didn't say this, we were not pursuing a political axe to grind by taking out Michael Flynn, or in our case, protecting Michael Flynn, a Democrat, I should mention. Someone from, that can be, you can trace back to the Obama administration. We didn't target this person because of politics. We're actually undoing a case where that was what happened to him. We are undoing a situation where someone was targeted because of political motivations and factors and narratives and attempts to obstruct this administration. Heck, to even remove this administration from power. This was all part of that baseline argument. He said anyone that's being fair. So what he was saying was, a fair journalist will say that we handled this justly and correctly and fairly. It is those, if the other side wins, and if we continue to see fake news out there, and the other side continues to, move down this path of fake news, of lying, of deceit, then I don't know what they're going to say because the winners write the news. So again, it wasn't him saying, hey, let's hope that we win so that we can cover this up. He was actually saying we did the right thing, but if people who prefer deceit in the media have their way, then I don't know how this is going to be covered. Drastically different. NBC, they're the same stinking thing. I love this tweet, by the way, from Trump. Sleepy eyes Chuck Todd should be fired by Comcast. That's what Trump calls Comcast, NBC, for this fraud. He knew exactly what he was doing. Public awareness equal fake news. Meet the Press finally apologized. They said earlier today, we inadvertently, I love this, and inaccurately cut short a video clip of an interview with AG Barr before offering commentary and analysis. The remaining clip included important remarks from the Attorney General that we missed, and we regret the error. So they admit that they made an erroneous, they didn't make an error, they made an error in judgment, I guess. They apologized for inadvertently. How do you inadvertently cut off a clip? The whole question that Chuck Todd asked was predicated on just the first part of that answer. That's all he wanted people to hear. That's not inadvertent. People are astonishing to me. If you dealt with a person like this in your day-to-day life, if you met him at the store, if you did business with this person, if it was your neighbor, God forbid it's your husband or wife, and they talked to you and dealt with you like this, you wouldn't put up with this. You wouldn't put up with this. You wouldn't say there's nothing inadvertent about you cherry picking and sharing information with me that benefits what you want to see happen. It's not inadvertent. It's inaccurate. I can agree on that, but it's not inadvertent. Pathetic. These people want you to believe that Trump is the culprit for calling them fake news, but look at this. It is a daily occurrence. Some are more egregious than others, and I'd put this one near the upper half because it's an attempt to deliberately, don't buy this inadvertent stuff, deliberately deceive. People can have different opinions. People can make mistakes. I understand that. I don't understand intentional deception. This goes back to Brian Williams. Guess where Brian Williams works, by the way? MSNBC. Journalists truly fabricating stuff. Truly fabricating what happened. No consequence. Look, I believe in forgiveness, but I also believe, look, if you violated that trust, I don't necessarily believe you should ever be a journalist again. What makes me think that you are ever going to tell me the truth? Why should I? I mean, I have to be able to trust you that you're telling me accurate information, the whole story. This is not what happened here. This is intentional deceit. This is intentional deceit. This is the opposite of journalism. This is withholding information from you so that you would not be able to draw a conclusion that's contrary to what they've drawn, what they want you to draw, where they're leading you to go. Pathetic stuff. Got to take a break. Listening to Conservative Not Bitter Talk. I'm your host, Todd Huff. Back in just a minute.
Like what you hear on Todd's show? Why not get more by signing up for Todd's free Semi-Sweet Morsels of Truth newsletter? To subscribe, visit toddhuffshow.com/subscribe or text HUFF to 31996.
Hi, I'm Greg Hubler from Greg Hubler Chevrolet. You know, a promise can get lost in a big city, but in a smaller town, a promise made had better be a promise kept. That's why the Greg Hubler Promise covers every vehicle we sell. All new Chevys receive a 3-year, 45,000-mile scheduled maintenance, plus complimentary roadside assistance and a free car wash with every visit. A promise made is a promise kept. Stop by Greg Hubler Chevy today or visit GregHublerChevy.com. Find new roads.
What if your bank treated you like a person instead of an account number? What if you could sit across from the person you are opening an account with or requesting a loan from and have an actual conversation? You may be thinking, Todd, that's crazy talk. Well, not at Citizens Bank. Come visit them in Monrovia and meet Nick Gibson, their new branch manager, and the rest of their staff. Or give them a call at 317-831-0110. Citizens Bank is an equal housing lender and member FDIC.
This is the sound of your typical do-it-yourselfer in completely over his head.
For heating, plumbing,
and electrical done right.
Call Mr. Quick. Call Mr. Quick. Dial the number, spell the words. For on time.
Wallace Construction is a family-owned business with 45 years experience in asphalt, concrete, and seal coating. At Wallace Construction, our wide variety of experience and top-notch customer service have helped us build a strong reputation in central Indiana. But we don't rest on that reputation. We build it, one job at a time. If you have an upcoming project, call us at 317-422-5356. That's Wallace Construction, 317-422-5356, and ask for Richard or Roger.
Healthcare is expensive and complicated. Did you know that as a Christian business owner, it is possible to provide access to affordable health benefits for your employees? Remodel Health has helped employers across the United States save over $22 million in the past 3 years. Our innovative approach allows your employees to have the health benefits they need at a cost you can afford. Go to remodelhealth.com/Todd to help your employees find the healthcare they deserve. Remodel Health. Rethink employee health benefits.
Business leaders, are your employees satisfied with their jobs? Do they enjoy coming to work and feel valued? Workforce Chaplains can help. Locally owned, we work with organizations to provide holistic care to their employees. I'm Marcus Schrader, President of Workforce Chaplains, and we offer your team a 24/7 support system that positively affects your company's culture and productivity. With our personalized pricing and diverse support system, we handle the issues that you wish you had time for. To learn more, visit us at workforcechaplains.com.
Seems like just yesterday that you couldn't find a quiet place to think in your home. Now all the kids have flown the nest and you find yourself wondering what to do with all of that extra space. This is Bruce of Bruce Richardson Realty. My team and I understand that life changes, and so do your home needs. So whether you're downsizing or upsizing, give us a call at 317-507-3285. Let us help you find the best fit for your residential or your commercial property needs. 317-507-3285.
Ever ask yourself, what does my business insurance actually cover? Well, at AIA and Avon, we think you deserve to know. AIA is focused on earning your trust. We've found that when we educate our clients and truly listen to them, they allow us to work alongside them to put together the insurance plan they need. Whether your business is big or small, give AIA a call, 317-718-1747, or find out what we can do for you at AIA4lowrates.com. Advertisement sponsored by Grange Insurance.
Inadvertently, they inadvertently went into the soundbite, inadvertently clipped out the part that didn't make it sound like Barr was trying to justify lying, which he clearly wasn't. It was inadvertent that they just picked that part of the clip, especially when there's no pause, right? I mean, I played the full, unedited clip. It doesn't come back to this later in the interview. It was a continuous thought. There was a first thought, which is, look, I can't tell you what future journalists are going to write about this, what history is going to say, but history is written by the winners. And if the winners are people that hate us and have no regard for truth, then they're going to say bad things about us. That's what he was saying. That's what Chuck Todd, that's what his question was predicated upon. Didn't care about the next half of it. He wanted you to hear William Barr say that history is written by the winners. He wanted you to think, and so did the staff, the executive producers, the people who are making these decisions. They wanted you to think, oh, yes, there you go, Bill Barr. Trying to get us to, basically say, I don't care how I'm looked at in the future because we're going to win and we're going to mislead people as to what is in the news. That's what they wanted you to think. That's not at all what he said. It's not inadvertent. So they double down on deceit. That's what they do. They double down on deceit. They can't just say, you know what? That wasn't right. You know what? We did the wrong thing. They get halfway there. They apologize. But what do they apologize for? They apologize. We're sorry we got caught. That's what they'd said. We're sorry we got caught. We wish we didn't have to write this tweet. We're sorry we got caught. I mean, is there going to be any on-the-air apology for this? Can you foresee that happening? If there is one, I can only imagine what it is. It's probably Trump's fault. It's probably Trump's fault or some Trump supporter's fault or something. It's not their fault. No, it can't be that. Professional deceivers. These folks are professional deceivers. Professional deceivers. And they get their panties in a bunch because President Trump calls them fake news. Your fake news CNN, your fake news NBC, your fake news Peter Alexander, your fake news Don Lemon, your fake news Jim Acosta, your fake news NPR, your fake news whoever. They get all worked up about that. Meanwhile, when there's a clear example as to why they're called fake news, in this right here, case in point, they could say, you know what? I kind of understand. I mean, of course, this is living in fantasy world. They're not going to do this. They're not going to do this. They don't like the light of truth. They like operating in the shadows. They like making these decisions behind closed doors, or at least today on secure Zoom calls, where they can actually have a conversation that says, this is the outcome we want. Remember Zucker back months ago? The only thing he wanted on his network was, I don't even remember, impeachment, I think. Whatever the narrative of the day was. If it's not impeachment, don't bring it to me. It's not going to get on. It's got to be impeachment. Don't care what else is going on in the world. All we care about is impeachment. Impeachment, impeachment, impeachment. Don't care about anything else. Impeachment. Why? Because it hurts Trump. That's why. Is that journalism? That is, by definition, that's fake news, folks. If your objective every day is to develop a narrative, to choose stories, to fabricate stories, to misrepresent stories, whatever the case, whatever combination of that exists, that leads you to believe, that leads you intentionally to certain decisions, that by definition isn't news. That's fake news. It's not real. And people get upset for Trump using the term fake news. How about you try some real reporting? How about that for a change? Anyway. Long in the segment. Got to take a time out. Sit tight. Be back here in just a minute.
Listen to Todd's show on your way to work, but want to hear more? Don't miss a beat. Visit toddhuffshow.com/listen to catch the program anytime, anywhere.
Radon is an invisible, odorless gas that kills more people than drunk driving. In fact, radon is the leading cause of lung cancer in non-smokers. Is radon threatening the health of your family? Call Radon Environmental at 317-843-0804. Radon Environmental specializes in radon testing and mitigation. The process is quick, easy, and worth it. Radon Environmental wants to make sure your family's health is not at risk. Call 317-843-0804.
Geothermal tax credits are back, making this the perfect time to install a new Climate Master geothermal system. Take advantage of this limited time 26% tax credit and begin cutting your heating and cooling bills immediately. Visit indianageothermal.com/info to get your free Climate Master information kit or call 317-829-1490. Visit indianageothermal.com/info or call 317-829-1490. Geothermal, it's cheaper than you think.
When life is hard for the women you care about, there is help with issues such as widowhood, anxiety, depression, or abuse. They don't have to go through it alone. Peace Restored is there to walk with women through the journey. Peace Restored helps women through free mentoring, counseling, and education. When life is hard, Peace Restored is there to help women you care about find hope and healing. To learn more, visit peacerestored.net.
It's been said that we often make the mistake of hiring people based upon what they know, yet we almost always fire them because of who they are. If you've ever made this mistake when choosing a company to do work on your home, you know exactly how agonizing this can be. The company may offer quality products, have certified technicians, offer a stellar warranty, but they're late, or they hit you with hidden charges, or they're rude, or worse. Why not get the best of both worlds by choosing Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing? Economy installs high-quality trained products, and they're trained and certified to provide the absolute highest levels of expertise in central Indiana today. And they provide the kind of service you'd expect from a Christian company. In fact, they specifically seek to deliver a Romans 12, 10, and 11 kind of experience for each and every job they do. So call Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing today at 317-831-5279 or visit economyheatingandair.com. That's economyheatingandair.com.
The printing industry has changed a lot since we opened for business in 1931, but what our clients expect from us really hasn't changed. Quality print, fast turnaround, and competitive prices. We've learned a lot at Moeller Printing over 86 years and 3 generations. Why not put that experience to work for you? Call 317-353-2224 and mention discount code RADIO to receive 10% off your first order. Call Moeller Printing at 317-353-2224.
I love my community, and I wanted to do more to make a difference with my hard-earned dollars. I wanted to make an impact and help shape our future and our county. So I gave money to the Community Foundation of Morgan County. More than just charitable giving, the money I donate is tracked and measured so every dollar is held accountable. It's a social return on your investment. Why don't you join me in donating at cfmconline.org? That's cfmconline.org. Philanthropy with measurable impact.
Welcome back. You know, I love this. I love not only these jokers get caught with their hand in the metaphorical cookie jar again. We've got someone at the Department of Justice, Carrie Kupek, who tweeted back, who actually called. She's the one who actually elicited the response from Meet the Press. Carrie Kupek says that. Let me get to the tweet here. Her tweet, the original tweet here, daggone it. Here we go. Very disappointed by the deceptive editing commentary by Chuck Todd on Meet the Press on AG Barr's CBS interview. Compare the two transcripts below. Not only did the AG make the case in the very answer Chuck says he didn't, he also did so multiple times throughout the interview. Pointing this out, fighting back. Good. I know people are thinking, oh my goodness, why is the Department of Justice fighting with the press? Oh, we can't have that. The press has got to be free. Of course the press has got to be free. The press is free. If the press wasn't free, they wouldn't be writing stupid stuff like this. The government would shut this down. Now, there's two ways you get to the press not writing stupid stuff or saying stupid stuff like this in the case of Chuck Todd. So there's two ways. The first is the government says you can't say it. That's not good. That's not what we're arguing for. The other is that we hold the press responsible. And when the press does something stupid like this, and they're fake news, as Chuck Todd was here, fake news, Chuck Todd, you're fake news. Fake news. This guy should be branded as that. That's the other way that you get to this. You self-police it. And if someone criticizes you, you can't say, oh, they're trying to silence the press. It's a part of a dictatorship. Oh, my goodness. Of course it can be. If they're trying to truly silence the press, it is. But that's not what's happening here. They're saying, stop it. We're saying, knock it off. If that's your take on it, if you want to comment on it, fine. Problem is, it's stupid commentary, and it's not going to last very long with people who know how to disassemble stupid commentary, which isn't hard, by the way, given how easy these jokers make it. So there's two paths to this. And instead of putting on their big boy and big girl pants over at NBC, at Meet the Press, they want to tell us that it was inadvertent. It absolutely, positively was not inadvertent. It is completely impossible for it to be inadvertent. Same thing, it goes back. Was it NBC that made the same edits to the George Zimmerman phone calls? Remember that? Some of these things stick with me forever. When George Zimmerman calls 911, I think, reporting someone looking suspicious in his neighborhood, Trayvon Martin, we now know. And if you listen to the full call, the 911 dispatcher asks him describe the person, and he says he looks black because he had a hoodie up. I think it was raining. He was walking through yards. Maybe the guy, I think Zimmerman thought he was looking in windows. I don't remember the entire context, but I just remember the way that they misrepresented the phone call. When they played the phone call, and I believe it was NBC. It could have been another network, but I'm pretty sure it was NBC. When they played the full phone call, or the edited phone call, the call sounded like this. 911, what's your emergency? Yeah, I'd like to report someone suspicious in my neighborhood. He looks black. As though that was the reason he looks suspicious. Totally inaccurate depiction. When you listen to the full phone call, it's the same sort of thing that happened here. It was not inadvertent. It wasn't for time constraints. It wasn't for anything else other than to get people who are watching that stupid show to follow the direction of their narrative. That's it. And I've got to take a break. Be back in just a minute.
Is it possible to be a fan of the show if you don't have the gear to prove it? Why not be safe and remove all doubt? Shop for official merchandise at toddhuffshow.com/shop today.
What if your bank treated you like a person instead of an account number? What if you could sit across from the person you are opening an account with or requesting a loan from and have an actual conversation? You may be thinking, Todd, that's crazy talk. Well, not at Citizens Bank. Come visit them in Monrovia and meet Nick Gibson, their new branch manager, and the rest of their staff. Or give them a call at 317-831-0110. Citizens Bank is an equal housing lender and member FDIC.
If you own a rental property, you know the hassles of marketing, renting, collecting, and the handling of maintenance and repairs. One call to Zuluscape can put an end to your property management headaches. Zuluscape has over 20 years of experience helping landlords throughout central Indiana and taking the stress out of owning a rental. From A to Z, let Zuluscape handle it all so you can enjoy owning a rental instead of hating being a landlord. Give us a call at 317-663-8485 or visit our website at zuluscape.com.
Hey Indianapolis, by now you've probably heard about Jody Dowdle with Midwest Tax Group. Jody and his team are experts at helping you prepare your personal or small business tax returns. You can count on Midwest Tax Group to get every deduction possible and work for your higher refund. And not just on this year's taxes, they'll check your prior returns for any tax savings you may have missed for free. Are you behind on filing your returns? They can file past due returns and help negotiate with the IRS too. They complete most tax returns within a week and charge an affordable flat fee, no hourly billing. And as their client, you can consult with the team at Midwest Tax Group year-round at no charge. Midwest Tax Group has 4 office locations in Castleton, Greenwood, Plainfield, and Greenfield, with evening and weekend appointments available. Schedule your appointment today at 317-288-5260. That's 317-288-5260. Or visit their website at mwtaxgroup.com. Midwest Tax Group can help you more than any piece of software ever could.
Healthcare is expensive and complicated. Did you know that as a Christian business owner, it is possible to provide access to affordable health benefits for your employees? Remodel Health has helped employers across the United States save over $22 million in the past 3 years. Our innovative approach allows your employees to have the health benefits they need at a cost you can afford. Go to remodelhealth.com/Todd to help your employees find the healthcare they deserve. Remodel Health. Rethink employee health benefits.
Anxiety, depression, relationship problems, past trauma. Problems rarely get better when given time. Care to Change counseling can help. Our professionals combined evidence-based care models with scripture to get you on the path to a productive life. We are here to help you make the changes you need for a healthier, happier you. Take that brave step today. Call Care to Change at 317-790-9396 or visit caretochange.org.
All right, that is about all of the time that we have today. Again, we are going to be sharing our latest newsletter, newest newsletter, most recent newsletter, which will go out tomorrow, Tuesday. Writing about just the comparing and contrasting of the Russian collusion narrative and what that conspiracy and collusion was supposed to look like in comparison to what we're looking at with Michael Flynn and the behavior of the previous administration. There'll be some other things in there as well, including some interviews, or at least one interview that you may have missed. You can subscribe simply by texting the word Huff to 31996, responding with your email, or you can also go to toddhuffshow.com/subscribe. It'll get you a free month of total access to. It'll let you listen to hour 2 of this program for free for 30 days. So guys, have a great day. SDG. See you tomorrow. Take care.
You rely on your vehicle every day.